Hi everybody, Jason here with Giordano Plastering. Today in this video I'm here to talk about vents, foundation vents, venting your crawl spaces. Now you can see this thing next to me. Check out the size difference here. Now this probably was an access door or something original to this 90-year-old house, but right now it's a liability. It's letting water in. We're on the southwest side of a home out here in Daly City. They get pummeled by the wind and rain, and this gigantic thing is letting water get inside and rot out mudsill and things like that. So what we're here to do today is break out this stucco, remove it. We're going to frame in some new wood, new shear wall, and then we're going to put a proper vent and stucco it into place, protecting the mudsill. Anyway, we're going to get busy, and as we're moving along, you'll see the steps.
All right, guys, now that Jay did all the dirty work of the breakout and the tie-in, I'll give you some pointers, guys, to enlighten you or educate you so that you can enjoy your number one investment rather than it kicking your butt and frustrating you with problems that could occur and may occur. So what basically we're trying to tell folks is you need your air space. You got to have ventilation under any house to stop mold and mildew from happening. But if you have the vent like they did, or southwest side, okay, this side gets hammered with the sun. And even Daly City gets some sun. Rare to get 100 degrees, but it does. So the sun hits this wall. And when the sun hits it for a whole day, let alone 2 to a month, it heats up the wall. And it will bake or disintegrate the paper membrane. And so when you have a lot of windows and wood sills like this, window sills and things like that, those are culprits, guys. If you're wise, you'll scrape and paint those or hire somebody to do that stuff every 5 years, because I'm going to go around here. I'm going to show you some things not to, to enlighten you so that you folks, you could enjoy what you have rather than spend all this dough. I have many general contractors call us. They say, Kirk, well, all the vents leaked. The vents leak and allow the rainwater in. It kind of makes the mud sill spongy. It disintegrates it over 70 years, let alone 100. And you can get these bottom perimeter cracks where that's because the wood gets a little bit spongy and then the house settles. There's 20 tons right here, plus moving and all that presses weight on it. So you're going to get some of this stuff here if you do not paint your house and do the maintenance, guys. Maintenance is a real drag, but if you don't do that real drag of maintenance, you'll get things like this. Now I've seen a lot of houses where the general contractor has taken off not just this, but he's replaced the studs and opened up walls. This sometimes can lead to $15,000 to $25,000 worth of damage. So we're just here to inform you guys. We've been doing this a long time, and I'll go around and I'll show you some tips of what to do. All right, guys, you can see Jay, when he broke out the outside, he framed it up a little bit. He put a couple studs in there because the vents are for every 16 inches. So he did that. The idea is don't allow any moisture or water, rainwater, or from your garden hose to get in here because it wets this. This is the mud sill. When the mud sill gets wet, it rots. And when it rots, guys, you'll be spending more dough than you want on something that doesn't give you any pleasure. Get on a cruise ship or go somewhere, but don't spend it on the house. That's why we're doing these videos, and we have been for 15 years. I think we got over 1,000. Type in anything, how to fix this or fix that on our channel. We'll show you how we do it. This way you could save some of the dough that you've earned and not have to put it into the house unless you're doing it for appliances or something that'll give you pleasure. All right, guys, we're at a stage where we're going to be here all day, so I'm going to just knock out as we go. What my brother Drew did is he mixed me up some stucco, and hopefully all that talking I've done didn't take too long where it's going to set up on me. Sometimes I get carried away talking, and then I go to do the mud, and it's set. Anyhow, so I'm putting the first coat on here. First coat, guys. get that first coat. I want to use up this mud here because Lou got accelerators in here. And with accelerators, I've done a few jobs where I get to rambling and I forget about it. Then Lou got to throw the bucket away and mix more. And he doesn't like doing that. And I don't like him doing it either. So, what I'm doing is getting rid of this mud. But again, guys, we've been doing these videos 15 years, just trying to educate, inform you guys of common sense things that how could you know unless somebody told you about stuff like this. This is all we do. How many weep screeds have we redone? Quite a few. This will save you if you have issues. Painting is the best thing, but if you have these vents where allows a lot of the rain in, fix them. That way, it's just a small hit, not a big hit like a $20,000, $30,000 hit of work for another person. You could take that money and go on a vacation. Go to the beach somewhere and sip those little margaritas with the fancy umbrellas in it rather than put it all in the house. Okay, this is pretty stiff already, so I'm gonna double up this coat. And yeah, this trowel I'm using, guys, is pretty big. I don't recommend a 20-inch trowel to anybody. You guys use a 14 by 5 square trowel. But I'll tell you why I use such a large trowel. Well, because I can. And it acts as a derby also. Let me get this other bucket here too, because I need a little bit more. I'll show you how we trowel it on, and I'll show you a tip, guys, on how to open this up so it hardens a little bit faster. Does it need to harden any faster than it's already? Not really. But I want it to harden a little bit faster, so I'll show you a tip to open it up. Now, what I'm about to say, guys, may not make sense to the average person, but to any plasterers, they go, yeah, I get it. What I do now is, this is sealing it. It's sealing the wall so it can't breathe. It'll take a lot longer to dry. However, if I take it on edge, which I'll show you now, it'll dry a lot faster. And today it's actually a pretty nice day for SF. Normally we get nothing but cold days here. Okay, so that right there would take about an hour to set, where I can float it and match this finish. Do I have that time? Sure. How soft is it? Kirk's the best. Here's a way to open it if you want it to dry faster. That you could hit it with a sponge float or a cork float or a hard rubber float, or you can just take your trowel on edge. Now I'm going to take it on edge. I'm going to use this as a guide, the wall here as a guide. Okay, I'm taking it sideways. Now, see how rough that looks? That's open. I'm going to take this right here. That's open. Now it's not sealed, and this will dry in half the time. Sometimes on rainy days, guys, this tip right here alone can make your day. Okay, again, I'm just taking it on edge, and that opens it up. Okay, blam, that's all there is to that. Don't worry about if it's pretty or not with some of these trowel line. I just want it to open because even though Lou put a lot of accelerators in here, I want it to harden in 10 more minutes, not another hour. Anyway, we're going to let that set. I'm going to hit some other areas while this is set. For those who say, man, where the heck am I going to find a 20-inch trowel? That gringo's crazy. No, put this one away. This is a Darby, straight edge. You can do this. Take this and use this as a guide. This as a guide. Straight up, guys. You don't have to look. Look. Straight up. Now you got a straight, even wall. You could, or I could float this in with the transition being the most important thing, so you don't see this. And here's hard rubber floats, guys, plastic floats, but I'm not going to do any of that. Let's see if it's ready. Who's the best? You are. Okay, if you're going to float this or anything else, take the new into the existing. Now, Jay already put some quick rete or saccrete bonding agent on this. It's white, guys. You can't see it, but it's there. Anyway, you take a sponge float, dip it in a bucket of water. See that water, guys? Now, what I like to do is clean the vent first, clean that vent first, and now take this and go in circles, upward. Don't go downward, guys. What happens if you go downwards? I've showed that many times. It all comes off. So take the transition here into the existing. That makes a whole difference of if that texture or the patch is going to blend in well or it's not going to blend in at all. That's the difference between master craftsman and journeyman and handyman or somebody just learning off of a video. Okay, this gets filled up with stucco. It's filled up now, so I empty it out in the bucket. Again, I'm taking the transition into the original. I am going down now, but not here, because if I go down, it'll take the top off. So this is called a sand finish. And what am I doing? I'm bringing the sand out. Bringing the sand out so it could match the sand finish that they have. And if done right, guys, you shouldn't be able to see it. Can we do everything perfectly where no one ever notices? Of course not. No one can do that. We've done thousands and thousands of textures, and I could see all my own textures as well as anybody else's. So the idea is do the best you can and have some experience, practice. You got to know how to do this, guys. Can you do it with a video? Most women can. Guys, I've had more women email us and say, man, we watched your video and we did it right because we don't trust the majority of contractors. And I say, you're smart. In this economy, in this world, best to do it yourself or hire somebody, go on Yelp or Google and check their references. Make certain that they've done it before, guys, because you don't want a house that has a whole bunch of patchwork showing. Anyway, so now I got that texture where I want. What happens if I put a lot of water on it? Too much water, it'll just streak down. But I'm cleaning the float because now again I want to clean this vent one more time. Because we're going to get out, well, I'm going to get out of here. Jay and Lou, that's his job. He's finishing this up. That's one thing about video, guys. I can't video my own work. It's way too difficult. And Jay can't video his own work. It makes a job take 3 times longer to video the steps necessary. How we've done so many in 15 years, I look back and I think, wow, how did we do that? Anyhow, there it is, guys. I'm adding a little extra water now because I want to bring a little bit more aggregate out. And I'm looking at theirs. Their aggregate has been, or their finish has been painted about, it's 80-year-old house. Maybe it's been painted about 20 times. It's been painted 20 times. We want to soften ours as much as possible so that when they paint theirs, it matches. Again, paying special attention to the outer perimeter because that is what separates, say, a journeyman from a handyman. You gotta know your transitions. We've got about 500 videos on video transitions and how to do them because that's everything, guys. That's what we specialize in. Blam! Anyway, guys, that is about as good as we're gonna get it. And when that's painted, and I tell folks again, paint in about 30 days. Remember that Loctite primer? Forget about the primer paint. It's garbage, guys. It doesn't work. I know some people say, hey, I've used that primer paint, it worked. Yeah, you'll be out there again doing the same thing in a matter of 5 years. Anyway, guys, one last thing. Just so you could say I'm a real professional. I'm gonna clean my edges one more time. Blam. Come on now. Come on off of there. Blam. All right. Easy, huh, fellas? Easy money. Easy money. All right, guys, my name is Kirk. Jason, my son on the camera. We thank you guys for watching. And if you guys want Drip Screeds where you got to break it all out, or like carpenter, call Jay. His name and my name are in the description of every video we've ever done. Just email us pictures, and usually we can get back to you same day or within a day or two. We thank you for watching, and as usual, we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, folks, as always, we want to thank you all for watching. We really appreciate your questions and comments. Please let us know if there's anything you'd like to learn about. And as always, from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one. Okay, well, we're never going to get better than that, so...